The soft glow of the living room lamps cast a warm ambience over Sarah and Tom's modest apartment as they sat down for a quiet dinner, a snapshot of their newlywed bliss. The doorbell rang, breaking the peaceful evening. Sarah opened the door cautiously, revealing a tall figure silhouetted against the dimly lit hallway. "Hey, Tom, it's me." It was Tom's older brother, Mike, carrying a small duffel bag. "Mike, what are you doing here?" "Hey, little bro. Long time no see. Huh? Mind if I crash here for a bit? Just need a place to stay until I find my own spot." Sure, Mike. Come on in." As Mike settled into the spare bedroom, the atmosphere in the apartment subtly shifted. Sarah offering polite conversation while Tom helped Mike unpack. Yet, an unease settled in her stomach like a stone. Over the next few days, Mike's presence became increasingly intrusive. He would comment on Sarah's cooking, comparing it unfavorably to what he used to eat. He criticized how the apartment was organized, suggesting improvements that implied Sarah was failing in her role as a wife. One evening, as Sarah was preparing dinner, Mike sauntered into the kitchen. "Hey, Sarah, back home, we used to have meals together as a family. It's a shame Tom and I missed out on that today. I'm sorry if the timing didn't work out, Mike. Dinner will be ready soon. Just trying to help out, Sarah. You don't want Tom to think you're not pulling your weight, do you?" Tom, who had just entered the kitchen, frowned slightly at the exchange. "Mike, come on. Sarah does plenty around here. Let's not start with this." "Just saying, Tom. It's important to keep things in order, you know?" Mike's words aimed at undermining her confidence and position in her own home. Tom's dismissal of her concerns only added to her growing sense of isolation. As days turned into weeks, Mike's behavior escalated. He would disappear for hours with Tom, leaving Sarah alone in the evenings and on weekends. When she expressed her discomfort to Tom, he brushed it off as her being overly sensitive. One night, as they sat down to dinner, Sarah broached the subject again. "Tom, can we talk? It's about Mike. He's here all the time, and when he's not, you're with him. I feel like I'm left alone a lot, especially on weekends. It's starting to bother me." Tom sighed, setting down his fork with a gentle clink against his plate. "Sarah, Mike's my brother. We didn't spend a lot of time together growing up because of the age gap. I'm enjoying catching up with him. It's not like we're doing anything wrong. I'm not saying you can't spend time with him, Tom, but it feels like you're always gone. I miss us spending time together." "You're being clingy, Sarah. I need my space too. Mike's family, and I want to be there for him." Mike, who had been listening from the living room, smirked to himself. His plan to sow discord and establish dominance over Sarah's household was working perfectly. He knew he had to push further to drive a wedge between the newlyweds and secure his position. As weeks passed, Sarah found herself caught in a web of growing tension and uncertainty. Mike's presence in their apartment became a constant source of discomfort, his subtle jabs and criticisms chipping away at her confidence. Mike was deliberately stirring the pot, probing for weaknesses to exploit. Despite her efforts to maintain harmony, the rift between her and Tom widened with each passing day. One Saturday afternoon, as they prepared lunch together in the kitchen, "Tom, I really need to talk to you." Tom glanced at her, his expression guarded. "What is it, Sarah?" "I feel like we're drifting apart," Sarah admitted quietly, her voice tinged with sadness. "You're always with Mike, and when you're not, he's finding fault with everything I do. I am not your brother's personal maid. I miss us, Tom. I want to spend time together alone." Tom sighed, his brow furrowing. "Sarah, Mike's my brother. I want to help him get settled here. We didn't spend much time together growing up, and now's my chance. This isn't what I signed up for when we got married." Tom's jaw clenched slightly, his gaze distant. "You're overreacting, Sarah. Mike's family. I need to be there for him." Later that evening, as Sarah prepared dinner alone in the kitchen, Mike returned home unexpectedly early, catching Sarah off guard. "Hey, Sarah, where's Tom?" "He's not back yet." "Figures. Always busy with work or with me, huh? What's a wife to do when her husband's never around?" "Mike, I don't appreciate your comments. Tom and I need to spend time together, and your constant presence isn't helping." "Oh, come on, Sarah. I'm just trying to help out." It's not my fault if Tom prefers spending time with his big brother. Sarah turned off the stove, facing Mike with a steely resolve. Enough, Mike. This has to stop. You're not driving a wedge between us, and I won't let you destroy our marriage. Or what, Sarah? Going to tell Tom that his big brother's causing trouble? Good luck with that. You need to leave, Mike. This is our home, not yours. Before Mike could reply, the front door opened and Tom entered, his expression wary as he sensed the tension in the air. What's going on here? Sarah turned to face him, her eyes pleading. Tom, I can't do this anymore. It's either him or me. Tom's gaze shifted between Sarah and Mike, the weight of their words sinking in. He sighed heavily, his mind racing with conflicting emotions. Sarah, But before Tom could finish his sentence, Mike stepped in, his voice smooth with feigned concern. Come on, Tom. You know I'm just trying to help. She's overreacting. Sarah's heart sank at Mike's manipulation, tears threatening to spill from her eyes. She turned away, unable to bear the sight of Tom wavering under his brother's influence. Tom ran a hand through his hair, the weight of the situation pressing heavily on his shoulders. Sarah, Mike's not going anywhere tonight. We need to talk this through. Let's just sit down and discuss this calmly, okay? I don't want us to be at each other's throats. Okay, let's talk. But I need you to understand how much this is affecting me. I get that you want to spend time with your brother, Tom, but I need you too. We're supposed to be building a life together, and it feels like you're choosing Mike over me. I need you to be present, not just physically, but emotionally. Tom, you need to see that Sarah's just being insecure. She's not handling things well. Maybe it's time for her to step up and take more responsibility around here. Sarah's eyes flashed with anger. That right there. He cannot come into my home and tell me how to live. Mike, you can't just come in here and start dictating how things should be. Tom held up a hand, trying to calm the storm. Mike, enough. This isn't helping. Sarah, I hear you. I really do. Let's figure this out together, okay? Sarah, I know you're upset. I promise I'm going to talk to Mike. This needs to stop. I just need you to understand, Tom. I don't want to lose you to this mess with Mike. I won't let that happen, Sarah. We're in this together. Let's find a way to make things right. Later that night, as Sarah lay in bed, she heard the front door creak open. The sound was faint, but it jolted her awake. She sat up, her heart pounding, and saw Mike standing in the doorway, his silhouette framed by the hallway light. Mike, what are you doing here? Just thought I'd check on you, Sarah. You know, make sure everything's all right. Sarah's eyes narrowed. Everything's fine. You don't need to worry about me. Go back to your room. Oh, I'm not worried. I just thought you might want to talk. Tom and I had a long talk, and he's starting to see things my way. He mentioned some changes that need to be made around here. What do you mean? What changes? Oh, simple things. Like contributing more to the household. Tom's starting to think you should take on more of the bills, maybe even handle all the household chores. After all, you're the wife, right? Oh yeah, that includes taking care of my things too, sister-in-law. You can't be serious, Mike. This is my home too, and I'm not going to be treated like a maid. Tom's just trying to keep the peace. You'd better start thinking about how you can fit into this new arrangement, Sarah. Otherwise, things might get uncomfortable. Upset and still shaking from the events of the night before, Sarah sat alone in the bedroom, her mind racing. She could still see Mike's face. The encounter had left her feeling exposed and vulnerable, her sanctuary violated by the man who was supposed to be her brother-in-law. Tom walked in, his expression weary but concerned. Sarah, what's going on? You look like you haven't slept. Sarah stood up, her eyes flashing with a mixture of fear and determination. Tom, Mike came into our bedroom last night while you were gone. He threatened me. Tom's face hardened. What did he say? He said he didn't care about our marriage, that he'd do whatever he wanted in this house. He made it clear that I'm not safe here. I can't live like this anymore, Tom. You have to make a decision. It's either me or Mike. I married you, not him. I want my husband back. Sarah, I'll talk to him. I'll fix this. You've said that before, and nothing changes. This has been going on for months. I can't take it anymore. I need you to choose, Tom. I can't live under the same roof as Mike any longer. Tom looked at her, a mixture of frustration and guilt in his eyes. You're trying to drive a wedge between me and my brother. You're being selfish. Mike is family, and I'm not going to abandon him. Then you're choosing him over me. I can't live like this. I need to feel safe in my own home. If you can't deal with Mike being here, maybe you're the one who needs to leave. If that's how you feel, then I will. Over the next few days, things seemed to improve slightly. Tom made an effort to spend more time at home, and Mike kept a lower profile. But it wasn't long before things reverted back to the way they had been. The weekends became unbearable, with Tom and Mike disappearing for hours on end, leaving Sarah alone. Mike's antagonistic behavior only intensified, pushing Sarah further into a corner. Determined to take control of her life, Sarah quietly began making plans. She discreetly transferred money into a separate account, found an apartment far from their current home, and started moving her belongings into a storage unit. She was preparing her escape, knowing that her only chance for peace was to leave. Then, one evening, Sarah reached her breaking point. Mike had cornered her in the hallway, his taunts growing more aggressive. Shaking with anger and fear, she decided it was time for one last effort to save her marriage. She waited for Tom to come home, her heart pounding with a mixture of hope and dread. "Tom, we need to talk," she said as soon as he walked through the door. "Sarah, not now. I'm tired," Tom replied, brushing past her. "No, we're talking now," Sarah insisted, her voice firm. "You said you'd fix things, but nothing's changed. I can't live like this anymore. Either you kick Mike out right now, or we're done." Tom turned to her, his eyes cold. "You're the one trying to tear us apart. Mike is my family. If you can't handle that, then maybe you're the problem." Sarah felt a tear roll down her cheek, but she didn't back down. "I'm your wife, Tom. I should be your priority. If you can't see that, then I don't know what's left for us. I'm not kicking Mike out. If you can't deal with it, then go." "I will." The next morning, she watched as Tom and Mike left for work. As soon as they were gone, she signaled for the movers to start. They moved all of her belongings into her new apartment, leaving the shared home empty and cold. She left a note for Tom, along with divorce papers, her heart heavy but resolute. When Tom and Mike returned that evening, they found the apartment eerily quiet. Tom's heart sank as he saw the missing furniture and the note on the kitchen counter. He unfolded the paper, his eyes scanning Sarah's handwriting. "Tom, you've made your choice and I'm gone, and I'm not coming back. I've left the divorce papers for you to sign. Sarah." Tom's hands trembled as he held the note, the weight of his decisions crashing down on him. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing stories. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a story. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. Thank you for watching and supporting our channel.